Today's episode is inspired from my Self-Care Society class titled, You Are Worthy of the Best. And if you're watching this right when it comes out, it's coming out just the day before Valentine's Day. So this is a day where we're typically thinking about self-worth and love and the journey of love, whether that's with others or with ourselves. So I really hope that you're going to leave this class and this session feeling that sense of worthiness. And I really will also talk about the connection between self-care and self-love because it's really, really important. So let's start with a quote from Louise Hay, who says, I am willing to release the need to be unworthy. I am worthy of the very best in life, and I now lovingly allow myself to accept it. And if that's not an affirmation to live by, I don't know what is. Louise Hay, so beautiful. So how does the dictionary define the word worthy? Well, having or showing the qualities or abilities that merit recognition in a specified way. And I believe that we all deserve this. We all are worthy. I know that for a fact just because we exist. But I believe that we all need to lean into this worth, and a lot of us struggle with this. So we're going to do our pause and practice here. I'm going to guide you a little bit. And I want you to just bring this energy of worthiness into every cell of your being. Okay. Even if, especially if self-worth is really a struggle for you, I want you to really call that in and see if you can try it on and see if you can feel what it might feel like, even if just for a glimpse, to feel really worthy, valuable. Okay. So if it's safe to do so, I invite you to close your eyes and I want you to just take a moment to just sit in this energy of worthiness. Feel what it feels like in your body to feel worthy of health, worthy of abundance, worthy of rest, worthy of love and intimacy, of celebration, of having a clean space, of alone time, worthy of support, worthy of all that you dream of. Okay. I want you to breathe into worthiness and just notice it in your body. Okay. What does it feel like to just be worthy of all of those things and more? And I want you to repeat after me. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of kindness. I am worthy of my dreams. I am worthy of nourishment. I am worthy of admiration. I'm worthy of investing in myself. I am worthy of this time right now. I am worthy simply because I am. I am worthy. And when you're ready and you feel like you can carry that with you even for a few more minutes, if not longer, you can open your eyes if they were closed. And just notice. Notice what it feels like to just feel worthy. I'm going to tell you a little story. Go back to the beach, whale. I'll never forget riding my bike with my friend in 9th grade and a car of boys yelling this at me. Fat girl. I'll never forget when Mike called me this in the 5th grade. You have such a pretty face. Have you ever thought about losing weight? You would be really stunning. I'll never forget a grown male coworker asking me this at age 22. With this episode publishing just a day before Valentine's Day, there isn't a better time to tell my own story of worthiness. After all, self-worth was something that I really struggled with immensely and is likely one of the catalysts that led me to the self-care work I do today. I got the message loud and clear growing up that when I was, pretty young, that who I was exactly as I was not enough. There were a variety of messages, but the biggest one I would say was that if I was skinnier, that I would be so much more worthy. And this messaging led me into decades of disordered eating, followed by substance abuse. In high school, I would throw up sometimes 8 times per day. When I'd successfully diet, unfortunately, society would show me proof that I was right to believe that I had more value at a smaller size. I noticed that people were kinder and I got lots of attention. I had more opportunities and I was treated more like I mattered more, for sure. And fast forward to the first time that I truly got to feel like I was enough exactly as I was at the Bank of America in West Hollywood, and I was approached by some modeling agents who asked me if I ever thought about plus size modeling. And they let me know that I was perfect exactly as I was at my current size 14, and that I had huge potential in the industry. And so I ended up signing with them, and I built a wildly successful plus size modeling career for over a decade. When I met my partner, who is a strong, fit, 6'3", handsome, masculine man with the most amazing, like nurturing, beautiful qualities. I was over 200 pounds. Like, and if you want to hear the story of how we met, I actually told this in our last episode, all about connection. So you can check that out if you're interested. And he treated me just like a queen, and he still does to this day. And he loves me for exactly who I am, not who I might be one day, right? And not in whatever given season I look my best or I show up my best, right? And I wish that I learned that my worth was inherent, independent of my accomplishments and my appearance, so much earlier than I did. But I do know that it's all part of the journey. And I feel like it helped me get to where I am today. So here are a few tips that I hope will help you to realize that you matter simply because you exist. So I've got 4 tips. The first is to find and follow mentors who are living out life knowing they are worthy. So when I got into the plus size modeling industry, I followed a ton of curvy models, women who had bodies like mine, but that I hadn't really seen in the media before. So there were these simple ways that they were just living out loud, living their life out loud, not afraid to show their full selves. And I found that it gave me permission to do the same, just by experiencing them. And the next thing I knew, I became one of them. And my own like confident expression of self-worth was also inspiring other people. The second is that if you want to cultivate more self-worth, you have to start with self-care, because taking actions of self-care, like setting boundaries or eating nourishing foods or prioritizing rest or moving your body mindfully, any of these things, they are sending the message to yourself that you're worthy of taking care of. You have worth. The more you take actions that send this message, the more deeply you'll believe that you are worth caring for. The third thing is to remind yourself that, and to know deeply that caring for yourself gets easier the more you love yourself. Okay. It's like we naturally take care of the things we love. Think of a puppy or your child. So the more you can strengthen this muscle, the easier it becomes to want to gift yourself joy and peace and love. The next thing is I want you to stop believing that when you change, you will become lovable. I know it's hard. I know we all struggle with this in different areas. And I'm all about personal growth and development, but and it's a valuable pursuit. But the right partners or friends or opportunities, they see us for who we are at the core. And they're willing to take the journey alongside us, not just when we arrive. Okay? So let's practice feeling more worthy together with some exercises straight from Self-Care Society classes. As always, we'll pause to give you a moment to think, but feel free to stop the recording if you need more time to ponder or write. You're also going to hear inspiring examples from our live classes too. You can join us for a full schedule of live and on-demand classes at selfcaresociety.co. All right. So we have 4 exercises together today, and our reflection exercise is where we're going to start. And it's called, Where Did You Feel Unworthy? And I know it's not fun or always easy to reflect on these sorts of things, but they are powerful shifts and important for our own growth and development. So I want you to reflect on your life and all the areas that you once believed you weren't worthy. What did you tell yourself? What did you tell yourself you weren't worthy of? And how did that impact your life? Okay, so we're going deep, kicking it off. And I want you to think about, so my example, so much of my own unworthiness was around my body, as I've shared. I thought I was too big to be lovable and that losing weight would make me worthy. And I did so many things to try to lose weight. I thought that once I did, I would find love and my dream life and the attention I deserved and so much more. Okay, so what was this for you? Maybe there's one thing, a few things you can think of. How did it impact your life? Shelby says, I once believed that I had to be the perfect mother, perfect wife, and perfect everyone to everyone. Claire says, I felt that my emotions were too much for others and that I did not deserve to be held or supported. Megan says, I felt that I had to be an overachiever to compensate for my feelings of unworthiness around people wanting to be with me for me. For sure. Beautiful shares. Thank you. Thank you. So the next thing we'll look at is some gratitude and some gratitude for today's gifts. I want you to think of your day today. And I want you to just write down some gratitude or think about some gratitude for what you've allowed yourself to experience as a result of knowing you are worth it. Okay, so what do I mean? Well, here's an example. Thank you for taking the time to wake up early, move my body, nurture my mind, and receive support. Thank you for a creative day unscheduled where I can flow through what inspires me. Thank you for the healthy food in my fridge that my body deserves. Okay, so you can witness in my examples these are things that I'm doing for myself because I know I deserve them. Okay. So if for you, it's simply just listening to this podcast or watching this episode, that's amazing. The fact that you're using your time and energy and attention that is so precious to do this type of work, to show up here, it's incredible. So you can already say thank you for that. Maybe think of one or two others, and we'll give you a minute here and we'll come back and hear some examples. Michelle says, thank you for taking a beat before venting frustrations. Kimberly says, thank you for taking the time with friends to laugh and goof around. Shelby says, thank you for letting myself have a white space day filled with ways that I took care of my body. Our next exercise is one of self-love, though I will argue that all of these are. And it's called You Are Worthy. And I want you to write yourself a love note or think of a love note for yourself to remind you of all you're worthy of. Okay. So what do you want you to know? And sometimes it's helpful to see yourself as a little girl or a little boy, a child, just like, what would you want you to know? Okay. Or a teen. So my example, I said, Dear Danika, you are worthy of living a life that feels spacious and easy. You are worthy of financial security and freedom and a paycheck for all the work you do each day. You are worthy of free time and lots of support. You are worthy of days off and massages and spa days, and so on. All right. So what do you want to remind yourself of that you are worthy of just because you exist? You don't have to earn it. What are you worthy of? Liz says, Liz, you are worthy of happiness even before you've accomplished the thing you have told yourself has to come first. You are worthy of joy and rest. You are worthy of joy and rest. Wow. So our final exercise is a visualization. It's called a worthwhile vision. And I'll ask you, when you think about being worthy of all your desires, what do you see for your vision of life? I want you to write or think about a vision of a life that feels really good to you from any time frame in the future where you're really living the life that you deserve. Okay, so my example, I said, I take impeccable care of myself and I never apologize for all I do to nourish my body, mind, and soul. Life is so spacious and I do all things with ease. I have stopped fighting with myself in any way, and I have created the juiciest life filled with all I desire. I've seen just how much this deservingness spills out onto others, especially my children. Okay, so now's your chance. Take a moment. What does that look like? A vision of what you deserve. And now we are going to hear a powerful share from Shelby.
2.5 years from now, my oldest son is going to be graduating from high school. I'm sitting here like I'm at his graduation. I've spent all these years loving and adoring him, and this day is here. And even though he's no longer my baby, he's always going to be my baby. He taught me how to be a mom. I've grown through the best personal development course for me I've ever been in, because I feel like parenting has just like grown me personally. It's made me really look so hard at all of the hard parts about me. And I think there's lots of ways, lots of paths to do that. But parenthood has been that way for me. And I said, I'm grateful I've taken these last 2 years to really pour into him and grow and develop our relationship so fully. I'm so in love with this amazing journey. I'm worthy of witnessing his exceptional growth.
Thank you so much, Shelby. It's beautiful. So I'll remind you as we wrap up today in the season of love that you matter. You deeply, truly matter. And I hope that you can find it in yourself to uncover that and to believe it with every part of you. And know that self worth and self love do not happen overnight. So trust that if you're making small efforts towards self care each day, that you are taking steps closer and closer to a self loving life. You are worth loving right now, exactly as you are. And I encourage you to find the people who can see that in you and to surrender the rest. And I sure love you. That's for sure. So thank you. Thank you for joining me today on your morning mindset practice. I really hope that you are feeling a deeper sense of worth. And I would love, love, love to have you join us at selfcaresociety.co for a live or on demand class so you can stay consistent with your self care, connect with other like minded people, and continue filling your cup so you can overflow onto the world. We need you. I'll see you next time.